Hello, good evening, and welcome to the finish line. This is your hub for all the reviews of Champs 2021. Thank you very much for joining this production of the Jamaica Gleaner Communications Group. Well, the results are in. The dark blues have shined brightly. Yes, Jamaica College from Old Hope Road to the National Stadium with a vengeance, and that 10-year drought has now vanished. The girls' side, Edwin Allen from Frank Field to the National Stadium with a purpose, with a trophy, and now in seventh heaven. Yes, 7 straight titles for them, 8 overall for Jamaica College, 22 overall, and they'll certainly be looking to get back-to-back titles as they approach 2022. I'm Simon Preston, your host for this series, and we're joined, as usual, by expert analyst by the Jamaica Gleaner, Raymond Casey Graham. Coach, good evening. How are you doing?
What evening, Simon? See you smiling. Wonder why?
Yes, firstly, you're to be congratulated in terms of the predictions and the points, especially on the boys' side and the girls' side. Coach, the championship as a whole, your thoughts of firstly the points that you had originally for JC and how much they ended up at the end of the championship, coming with over 300 points, 328.5. How far were you? How close were you to JC's total?
Um, if it wasn't for some misfortune, I could it was 370. But in this championship you have to give and take. Because today was not a good day for JC in the middle distance. They took a lot of points today. And we saw they could have swept the 400 meters, but they got disqualified in the class 3 400 meters. So looking there and here, over 30 at points, they got about 30 points, so that put me nearer, like say 360. So not bad, but I had Calabar for got Casey for 330, they got 330. I had Calabar for 240, they got 241. So not bad. When you're making these predictions, you know there's injuries and disappointment and such, and you have to give and take. There's no way gonna be perfect. But Calabar was very close. It's 1.5 out.
Yes, and viewers, that's exactly why we have Raymond Casey Graham on. He gets them absolutely spot on, and that's what we saw from Jamaica College today. We're going to bring you some of the footage quite shortly of some of the races today, with some good highlights, some records as well. And the first one we'll bring to you, the 400-meter class 1 for boys. No record in that one, but as we get deeper into the discussion, we'll be looking at some of the races, even the relays as well, as we get deeper into the discussion. On the girls' side, Coach Edwin Allen defending their title, but it didn't feel like a vintage Edwin Allen victory by any
No,
means, didn't it, Coach?
it was not. It was not. Sooner or later, they're gonna suffer. This is one team that has been winning, and they make the most mistakes. And school like St. Diego and Idel, they are not capitalizing. Edwin Allen dropped at least 50 points at this championship and were able to win. This is a school, they know how to drop points. But as I said, they are very lucky because other schools, and they are lucky that this year St. Diego lost 3 of their top athletes who should have been back in school, as they would never have escaped this one. But sooner or later, it's going to catch up with them. Even in their bread and butter event, the 800 and 1500 meters, they did not perform as expectation. They were struggling. So it's just the reason why they won, they are deeper than other teams. But as I said earlier, it's going to catch up with them sooner or later. Very disappointed with Edwin, although they are champions. Very disappointed with the overall, with a lot of points dropping and underperformance.
Edwin Allen, 340 points. San Diego in second position from Monk Street, 309.5 points. Heidel in third, 301.5 points. Homo Technical in fourth, 160.5 points. Ver Technical in fifth, 128. St. Catherine in sixth position with 75 points. Raciz in seventh with 70 points, and Wilma's Girls in the top 8 with 57 points. Coach, of the schools that gave a challenge towards Edwin Allen this year, who you think would be best to compete with them and give them a real shot next year and for future years to come?
Same too. And Homewood, I expected Homewood had some issues. But if Homewood was the Homewood that we know of in years gone by, there's no way Edwin Allen would have gotten away. When Maurice Wilson was there coaching, we have seen the toughness in Homewood since he left. Because Homewood, they were warriors. They call themselves warriors. We did not see this over the past 5 days. Although they had issues, the coach said they started training. I can excuse them on that part. They started late, and I was surprised that they performed because I didn't expect Omo to finish at very technical. Because Omo started very technical, trained the entire year, and they look good. But Omo, they came to the party in the middle distance event, and and I'm kind of surprised that they did so well. I didn't expect them to score so many points. I thought they would have been of the top 5 this year, but this is spelling danger for the other team because if they perform so poorly without enough preparation, then next year I expect them to, if they are serious again, they could be the best challenger to because they are champion, 9-time champion. St. Diego 3-time, Idle has never won it, so they do not know how to win. But Omo Technical, they know how to win. They have won 9 years in a row. So I expect Omo to get back to that old time warrior style next year and be the biggest threat to Edinburgh.
Or heading back to the boys' side of things, as you know, Coach, there were some casualties, or in Kingston College's perspective, we saw Nkrumah go down, Vashon, Vassiana. If those clusters of injuries didn't happen, do you think it even could have been a much closer affair?
Yes, and what I like about Kingston College, today they came out today because everybody at Jamaica College a big side, very deep side, but they showed the KC spirit today. As they say, the brave may fall but never yield. They fought gallantly today. At one stage, we were saying that it's going on to what? It's still not the KC because JC, they were melting under the pressure. And KC, as a fighter, but with Nkrumah getting injuries, and the class C mess up, it could have been much because today was the day for JC to drop points. And but KC, I dropped too many points the day before. I fit Nkrumah and with the triple jumper, the long jump and class throw, we could have been saying something different today. And I must give the KC coaching staff credit for the way they came out because everybody, including myself, that they would not be a good challenge to Jamaica College, but they really fought and they showed it through KC spirit. And I know KC, they're gonna sit down and take this they're not gonna sit down and die. They'll be back next year stronger. And they want to ensure that they spoil a dynasty by Jamaica College. So I know they will be stronger next year.
Certainly a tenacious group of individuals, not only athletes, but coaching staff as well. The entire Kingston College family, even the former athletes and also the past students association. The 400 meters for boys, we had Mark Anthony Miller of Jamaica College. That was their first victory of the day. Mark Anthony Miller, 47.35 ahead of Mark Manley of Calabar, 48.11, and Derek Grant of Ferncourt, 48.15. And the girls' side of things in the class one, with Alia Francis of Rossies taking 9 precious points for Rossies, 52.51. Garielle White of Hydel, 52.77. And Annalie Robinson of Bear Technical, 53.35. But the first real footage of this show that we're going to show you comes from the 400 meters for class one boys. We saw what Javier Brown did in the 400 meter hurdles in the last event on Friday. Let's see how he did today, 24 hours later, in the flat 400.
Warning to lane 2.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. They're warning
Utah,
formerly of Wilmer's Boys, now at Kingston College.
Just calm down, son.
Yeah.
Let's go.
A big one at the moment. Also, Bembridge comes off the curve. The 400 hurdles, Class 1 champion. Javier Brown of Jamaica College looms large on the inside. Bembridge is fighting back. Javier Brown of Jamaica College is a double gold medalist. 45.76 seconds. Another personal best for him. Wow, what a performance. Who is young man?
Blowing kisses, 45.75, doing excellent college.
So Javier Brown of Jamaica College, 45.75, 9 precious points for Jamaica College's teammate as well. Revan Williams getting 4 points there, 46.89 for 5th position. Jeremy Bembridge of Calabar, formerly of Tarrant High, 45.94, and Taj Ham of Homo Technical 46.22. Coach, many people coming into today were thinking it's going to be a battle between Taj Ham and Jeremy Bembridge, but here comes this talented youngster in Javier Brown. Just a day ago, he ran the 400-meter hurdles, and he's back again with another title under his belt.
I think Taj suffered by the preparation, the late preparation. He started to run back to races when you started your preparation late. He showed there's a vintage. He looked a vintage in the semi-final, but to repeat, it was always going to be difficult based on the preparation when it started at home. Bembridge, I want to give him credit. After last night in the 400-meter hurdle, he finished at the back and to get his head together and come back today. And he forced Brown to run hard. And at one stage, I figure he would have gone all the way. And this is his first year running in a traditional high school that used to be a Tarrant. So yeah, Brown is special. When you run 49.8 night before to break a record and come back to run 45, I think he's one of the fastest Jamaican now in both events. It must be special. And to know that in the hurdles, he started learning that hurdles. It took him 2 months to learn the event and then come back. But he's a half mile, I know. So he has that endurance. So I'm not really surprised. But I didn't know he had so much talent. And today, he slowed down again. This guy is one for the future.
Well, you heard it here from Coach Javier Brown. Remember the name, 45.75 for him. Coach, you spoke about Bembridge now being at a traditional high school now. We saw him in the 400 hurdles. We saw him in the flat 4 today. Do you think he should concentrate on one or the other, or perhaps continue with both?
Both, no. There's a problem now, because I remember in class 2, it tends to, I don't know if it's a mental problem. It tends to do well in the first round. At Tarrant, 2 years ago, he was a favorite to win, but he lost to Brown from Kingston College, and he stopped the race. It seemed to be a mental thing. Once he gets for that barrier, he will do it. Look at his side, he has the right build. So I think he can still do both, and later down, but once you're in high school, he can continue. It could be his best event, but once he overcome that mental barrier, I think he can go all the way.
Certainly a special talent in Bembridge alongside Javier Brown. Brown, just to remind the viewers as well, broke a record in the 400-meter hurdles on Friday, 49.86, erasing the old mark of Ravane Williams of Rothal back in 2018. Let's see what this young man has in store for the future ahead. We now swiftly turn our attention to the 800 meters, the 2-lap event, and just to recap some of the winners that we had in those events across the classes. Latanya Johnson of Veer Technical took that event 2 minutes 12.52 ahead of Cindy Rose of Homo Technical, 2 minutes 13.91, and Andrew Peart also of Homo Technical, 2 minutes 15.76. In the boys equivalent, class 3, 800 meters, it was Rashid Green of St. Elizabeth Technical, 1:09.24, the only athlete in the field that ran sub 2 minutes. Rashawn Johnson of Calabar, 2 minutes into 5 of Jamaica College, 2 minutes 0.58 for him. In the class 2 girls 800 meters, it was Rakisha Sims of Edwin Allen. This is where Edwin Allen started to gather a little bit of momentum on the day despite their hiccups throughout the course of the championship. 2 minutes 08.76. Jodian Mitchell of Homo Technical, 2 minutes 09.19. And Shawnee Walters of St. Mary, 2 minutes 10.64. In the boys class 2 is Kamario Bygrave of Jamaica College. In fact, it was the Quinella that helped Jamaica College to go into the lead on the final day. Kamario Bygrave and Candale Frew of JC, 1 minute 52 flat and 1 minute 53.46, 16 points in the bag for Jamaica College as they surged into the lead past Kingston College. But what we're going to show you now, we're going to show you the class 1 boys 800 meters, and this was the 3rd record of the championships. We saw Cedrica Williams of Homo Technical in the discus for class 2 girls. We saw Javier Brown of JC on Friday. Now, a young man from Edwin Allen broke the record. Let's have a look at it.
a stacked field, going out very early, as he did Shivani Hall from Edwin Allen, the 1500 meter runner. He said after the 1500 meter win that once he got out in front, he knew he would win, to shoulder bicep to bicep as they cross the line.
51.
Javon Blake there, but you can't rule out the man from Calabar, Rivaldo Marshall. He now steps forward and goes by Shavoni Hall on his inside. Jamaica College, they're third and fourth at the moment. Rivaldo Marshall trying to steal a march on the field here. Shavoni Hall on the inside. Now here comes the man from Jamaica College. That's Javon Blake. He has gone below 1 minute 50 already this season. He probably won't get back to the field. Shavoni Hall from Edwin Allen has gone and has stole the show from the corporate era teams. He has won the 15, now won the 8, 148.57. Oh, wow! The record has been broken here. It was set in 2019 by Farquharson from Calabar. It now heads to Clarendon with Hall.
Brilliant second lap. Brilliant running. Thought he was dead and buried at top of the straightaway. Gathered himself. Had his head under control. Breaks Farquharson's record set just 2 years ago. 148.58.
Shavoni Hall of Edwin Allen, 1 minute 48.58, erasing the mark set 2 years ago by Kimar Farquharson of Calabar, 148.67. Coach Graham, remember, this was a record that was 32 years old up to 2 years ago, and now back-to-back champs. This record is just completely gone. What a performance from Hall, from Edwin Allen, amongst Marshall and Blake that also ran sub 149.
Yes, indeed. He showed in the 1500 meter that he has his pedigree. And his rivals, they did not do their homework. They allowed him to get away from them, and they did not take him back. And this is good. But I have a concern though. We saw Kimar Ferguson 2 years ago, but our middle distance has been down, and we keep complaining that. And now we see all. I'm hoping that we can get him. Somebody can get him, and you see, I don't think. And our whole country or admin, they do not show enough interest, or track and field administration does not show enough interest in the 800 meter. Because sometimes, I remember 1 year, the young man who said he went to the trial and he ran the 400 and it's a good half mile. But he said, if I finish 8 in the 400 meter, I'll be selected to go with the national team. If I win the 800 meter, chances are I won't go. And you find that because of that thinking, they do not want to do the 800. And that is why we have the problem in Jamaican athletes not going to the highest level, because they figure they are being left behind. And that's why we find everybody want to run 100 and 200. People coming ninth in 100 meter, they make the national team in a relay pool. And you win the 800 meter. I've seen it on several occasions. People doing well. And they see this. And coaches, they are frustrated. And they say, I just do it at champ to get points, but they don't want to continue because going forward, they are not being motivated. There's no incentive for them. So they say, you know what? Let me go back to the 400 meters. Because if I run 800 and I run a 147, they're going to say, oh, that time is too slow. When you go to the bigger meets, you won't medal. And this is the thinking behind it. If we get serious and start to encourage them and send to meets, then we will get them to start to learn. Because they said, yes, I can make the team running the 800 meters.
On the girls' equivalent, we had Alicia Douglas of San Diego, 2 minutes 10.54. The Quinella, in fact, with Sansia Smith getting there with 2 minutes 10.58. The captain now getting the win, Alicia Douglas there. So you could say the double for San Diego in the Class 1 event, 800, and also the 1500 meters. We now turn our attention to the half lap event, the 200 meters. And we had some intriguing performances, you could say. Terry Long of Edwin Allen That is Theana Lee Terry Long of Edwin Allen, 25-35, the winner of that event in the Class 4 200 meters. In the Class 3 girls 200 meters, it was Lavana Williams of Rossies, the Western champion, coming away 24-5-0, finishing ahead of Jodie and Daly of Hydel, 25-02, and Habiba Harris of St. Elizabeth Technical, 25.10. And quite interestingly, in terms of the other class as well, Nicarno Johnson of Kingston College, 22.91, the only athlete in the field that ran sub 23 in that race in particular. In the girls' class 2, this is where you could say things started to heat up a little bit in terms of the excitement of the half lap event. Tina Clayton of Edwin Allen, 23.45. We saw her won the 100 meters a couple of days ago. Now the 200 meter crown to her name. She won the Class 3 title in terms of the 100 meters a couple of years ago. Now she has a 200 meter crown to her name, as her sister took the 200 meter in Class 3 2 years ago. Alana Reid second, Onika McAnuff finishing third in that event. Mark Manley of Calabar taking the first place in the Class 2 boys 200 meters ahead of Jaden Reid of Jamaica College and Amonte Ray of Kingston College. In the Class 1 event now, Alia Francis of Rossies High winning that 23.85, Bethany Bridge of Edwin Allen 24.25, and Joanne Reid of San Diego 24.42. But I know there's one athlete that coach is excited to talk about, and that is a young man from the West, Petersfield, Antonia Watson. Coach, 2074, Class 3 champion, Class 2 champion, and now Class 1 champion.
Yes, he's talented. He showed his, and but I was surprised he went to the 100 meter. But the program, which maybe the way the program was set up, the 2-4, it was too close. So I learned that he went to his coach and said it is too close, so he tried the 100 meter. He's talented. The only thing I don't like with him is the show boating. You just have to focus, because if he was to go to the NCs and do those kind of antics, he would have been disqualified. He's talented though. Remember, he's a world under 18 champion in the 400 meters. And those times he used to run from behind, but he has changed his style. And I heard a national coach said his best event is in the sprint. So we're gonna see him running the sprint. And Jamaica needs some sprinters too, 1-2. With the Yuan Blakes and Warren Blair finishing their track and field, Warren Weir. We need some Jamaican male to step up. And I see him as one of those in that list that will step up because of the talent that he has. He demonstrated today because level of Edwin Allen gave him a run for his money. But because of his determination in his class, he was able to win that race.
Coach, for Watson, do you see his future locally on the island with a club or perhaps collegiately in North America to enhance his development?
I will always encourage at least to go to college because you get more competition. When you're here locally, not everybody will be a Yuan Blake, not everybody will be a Usain Bolt. I feel when you go to college, when you go on the NCAA circuit, you compete, you get good competition. When you come club locally and you compete like in those tournaments, there's not enough competition. I said there's a few. I think they should go to college and at least like a Bloomfield, maybe after 2 years or so, like Akeem Bloomfield and Nathan Allen, you can say go professional. But at the same time you are studying. But I think going overseas and competing on a regular basis, it will help you more. So I'm not one to say stay locally. I think if you get a chance to go to university, you should go because of the company. Did not say the coaches there are better than Jamaican coaches, but because of the facility that they have there and they get the chance to compete every week at a high level. That's the only way you can improve. So I will encourage them to go overseas.
All right, let's now turn our attention to the fourth record that was broken at these championships. It came from the Class 2 girls 4x100 meters, a record 44.81. Let's have a look at that footage as a 6-year record was broken.
St. Catherine. And it is a good start from Hydel High in lane 4. So to Edwin Allen in lane 5. but Heidel has made the best running on this first exchange. It is Heidel who stormed down the backstretch now. Now look at the response from Edwin Allen. Edwin Allen has pulled away from Heidel on this second leg, and Edwin Allen handover first. On the outside, St. Jago trying to keep pace. Heidel on the inside now, beginning to come back at Edwin Allen. And it's these two away from the rest of the field. Heidel, Edwin Allen, who will it be? Heidel make the exchange first. Edwin Allen have a slight advantage. This is the Clayton twin for Edwin Allen, who has now separated herself from Heidel. It is Edwin Allen who wins it in 44.81 seconds. And that time is a brand new mark. It is a new record. Edwin Allen breaking their own record. There they are, 44.
So the special quartet of Alia Clark, Tia Clayton, Tina Clayton, and Tony Ann Forbes, 44.81, erasing the old mark of 2015 of 44.88. Let's now swiftly turn our attention to the Class 1 boys 4x100 meters, where perhaps a shock for many. It was St. Jago, 39.75 seconds.
And the red one comes up. So the other three.
This time they are cleanly away, and it is a pretty good start at the moment. On the outside from Stetsa, Sashin Dennis, as we expected. Also running well at this stage, Jamaica College. Look at St. Jago as well. KC left back just a touch now. And Edwin Allen also looking good at this stage. It's Stets who still continue to lead. Into the final exchange they go. St. Elizabeth Technical make it first, and it's Stets on the outside. Look at St. Jago on the inside trying to get back. Will he run out of real estate to get back to Stets? It's gonna be close. Looks like Jago nicks it on the line. St. Jago came through to get it.
St. Jago school record 39.75, ran the first sub-14 champs history in 2007 with Nick Ashmead, Johan Blake, Rika Hilton, and here come back at 39.75. Terrific anchor leg to overhaul a fast-moving Stet side.
So it's green and gold for St. Jago. Dane Crooks, Kevin Carr, Brian Smith, and Kimarley Stewart, 39.75 for them. None of these men made it to the flat 100 meter final, but guess what? They were able to get four men together, ran sub 40 seconds, and win the Class 1 4x100 meter title. And to the final event on the track for the championships, the 4x400 meter relays for men. Devonte Archer guided Excelsior to the title in 2019. Excelsior defended their crown, but as we know, there was a disqualification for eventual champions Jamaica College. Let's have a look at that race and break it down.
Now he has it in the bag. The final event at Champs 2021 is very much underway now. St. Jago, St. Elizabeth Tech, Jamaica College, Excelsior for Calabar. In this, the boys 4x4. Excelsior is nicely poised, well positioned. Jamaica College, Kingston College is in there as well, and Edwin Allen on the first handover. Kingston College, Excelsior, Calabar off the top bend one more time. Jamaica College from Excelsior, from Calabar, Edwin Allen. Homewood Technical tries to draw closer now. Kingston College left back, but Jamaica College it is. Excelsior, Calabar. Edwin Allen has a bit of catching up to do, so to Kingston top bend one more time. Still Jamaica College from Excelsior, Calabar, Edwin Allen lying in fourth at the moment. This is the final handover now, and it finds Jamaica College and Excelsior locked in a titanic battle. This should be a great finish occasion. Brown for Jamaica College. The Dark Blues want to end the championships on a high. He steps on the accelerator now. Steps away from Excelsior. Calabar left in third. Jamaica College will seal the championships in golden fashion.
Wow.
Excelsior the silver.
So as you saw, Jamaica College finishing the first in that race there, but a disqualification there, Rule 163.3A of the World Athletics Rulebook for a lane violation. Coach, any complaints there? You think JC was perhaps getting a little bit ahead of themselves in trying to get over the line and get to that title and try to lift the Mortimer Guinness trophy?
Yes, Simon. They wanted to win their champion, and they wanted to end on a high note. I think they got carried away. It's very unfortunate. I don't like to see when team get disqualified, especially when you are better than your opponent. And it's very unfortunate because, this would have been a nice way to end the championship, winning the 4x4, to seal it. But it's once you break the rule, you're gonna be penalized, and it's very unfortunate. But the youngsters, they will learn, and you learn by a mistake. So I don't think this will happen again. And I think winning the championship means more to them, although they were disqualified. If they won by 1 point, they are a champion because it's 10 years now, Jamaica College. And I'm also happy for the coach, Neil Harrison. I think he has been vindicated. And so for him, it was redemption for him. And I'm happy for him.
Yes, Neil Harrison now puts himself into a bit of history as the first coach to win a schoolboy football competition in the Costa Cup with Clarendon College and also winning a schoolboy track and field title with Jamaica College. So congratulations to Neil Harrison for his work there. Coach, let's end this on a high. When the national championships are coming up soon, the juniors as well, the under 20s as well. Your thoughts about the future of track and field on the island?
Great. Jamaica, I'm open. There's no character game. I'm hoping there's a world under 20 because what we saw over the past 5 days was unbelievable with the pandemic and see so many outstanding performances. When looking at the class 1 400 meters finalists, 8 guys went under 47 seconds. That is showing the real talent we have in this country. I'm just hoping that this is not the last event because sky's the limit for them. Jamaica has a bright future. With Usain Bolt legacy, we need to maintain it. So I'm looking forward. So I'm excited. And I'm just keeping my fingers crossed that there'll be a world under 20 championship this year.
Yes, and we hope for the best as well. Coach, thank you very much for being with us over the past 5 days. We really, really appreciate your expert analysis. Just to recap, it's Jamaica College, the champions on the boys' side, and Edwin Allen, the champions on the girls' side. We also say thanks to Akina Ming, who joined us for the first couple of the days of the coverage as well. Our producers as well that have worked so hard on this production, Shane Brown, Sarah Manley, the entire technical and production team. Thank you so much for all your support. And as well, you viewers, we see your comments. We appreciate them greatly. Thank you so much. We hope to have this again in 2022 to recap all the action of champs next year. Until then, stay safe and stay tuned to more from the Jamaica Gleaner Communications Group.